So as we talked about in the last episode, we have a deep relation with ourselves and with our identity, and a deep relation with creation. We are people that creates, and hopefully in the future, when people like and join the community, hopefully the profile we have is a profile of creators. So as founders, we are the creators. We create. And one tough thing of people that creates, one tough thing that can happen to people who creates is to monetize, okay? And because you can create a lot, but if you don't find a way to monetize, well, you are just having a great time creating and turning ideas into reality. It's pretty much about it. And till 2018, that's pretty much what we did. We created things for the sake of creating and expressing ourselves. The product design wasn't built for profit. And it was like this for many time, and probably if we born later and we found a way between all the distractions that the modern world have, we probably would be very well prepared to make profit on YouTube, on Instagram, on social media in general, because we are people that creates, and very likely we would create our content with our identity adapted to the modern world. But that's not how we grow, how we have grown. We have grown in a place where YouTube didn't exist, Facebook didn't exist, Twitter didn't exist, Instagram didn't exist, and so we created freely and without profit in mind. What happens is that at a certain time, at a certain age, you don't have all that time again as you had when you were a child, and you have to choose what to do. Create all the time and eventually become an artist professionally, a professional artist, or do it on your free time, because the other time you are working, and you cannot spend your time creating for the sake of create and express, because we have bills and other stuff to pay. And 2018 adds a variable that allows us to think and create again. That variable was Kickstarter. The discovery of Kickstarter and crowdfunding in 2018 was what allowed us to dream again and reborn in a certain way, because we were pretty much dead to creativity in a certain point, because we were spending most of our lives working. But knowing that there are people that backs other people to create was life-changing. And we wanted to participate. Our DNA was asking for it. Our DNA wanted to be part of it. And we listened, and for the first time we could create something that could be could generate money. So it was with extreme excitement that we embraced Kickstarter, and we registered. Immediately in 2018, and we start every day, every night, mostly at night, consuming the projects. We started checking projects in music and animation at the beginning, because we were planning to do a movie. So we consumed a lot of animation movies. We compared with our movie, and two things catch our eye. The projects in Kickstarter had great quality. We could find projects with extreme quality. Many of those projects were fresh, creative, and identity driven. Also, they had strong identity. We also noticed that there were projects that raised a tremendous amount of money, sometimes way beyond what people asked. And we also identified a specific language, a community language, which we couldn't understand at first, and we couldn't understand for a long time. And this is pretty common, right? When we are talking about communities, and Kickstarter is also a community, a crowdfunding ecosystem includes numerous communities, and communities have their own practices. Communities have their own language in a certain way, and Kickstarter community is no different. They also have their community, and this community had a language we could not understand. The only way we could understand this language is to be part of the community and not just a voyeur. So we decided to participate. We decided to go beyond viewing, and we knew that we needed to do that in order to create a project that is in a certain way it would embody the values of Kickstarter. And to understand the values of Kickstarter, it's not enough to just read some articles about it. You need to experience and see some projects. You need to back some projects. You need to comment. You need to meet some backers, and with all these interactions, you start to feel the ecosystem, and you start to understand the language and how things are done and so forth. So another idea that we wrongly had when we started our Kickstarter journey was that things happened magically. I mean, you just put your you create a project, you do a simple page, you launch the project, and then the numbers happen. The community sees your project, the community likes your project is great, and everything just happens magically. And this was pretty much what we thought. We thought, like, all it takes is to have a great project, and then things happen magically. And that's a wrong idea. That's something that through observation, through other people reports and experiences, that's wrong. And even if you go to Kickstarter, sometimes it's not clear why some projects get too much funding and others don't, even though it seems unfair. And that's kind of the magic of it, that only Kickstarter insiders understand. And it's something that the community understands, but outsiders don't. And the main difference is the background work or back office work, I mean, because there are a lot of work that is done on the background that we were unaware of until we started our own campaign. And as we are reaching the 10 minutes, we are going to 15 minutes, I think this is a good time to stop and keep talking about the internals of Kickstarter in the next episode. But I would like to tell you that we are no experts. We are just getting started, but we want to share our experience with you. So today we talked about why we chose Kickstarter and what was our beginning. And the next episode we will be very likely talking about what can be in the back office of preparing a campaign and all that work, and eventually we will get to this day, and from there we will just talk about our daily wins or struggles. So thank you for listening. I see you in the next episode.